welcome. It's Rainbow Poro Day. My nice shirt from Riot Games. How you doing? I am Sith Holocron from the Dongers of Runeterra, and this time our Donger deck discussion isn't about one Trundle deck. I'm going to show you two Trundle decks. So let's go. Double the fun, double the decks. So let's see. My decks today both feature Trundle, ironically enough. One with Braum, as you can see on the screen, and the other one, well, it's with Thresh. So let's go through both of them. I expect this video will probably be about 20 minutes. I will not spend as much time as I normally do on these. But Trundle's class, you know, he's awesome. Gets his Ice Pillar, levels up, attacks with a bonus attack as soon as you drop the Ice Pillar down on round 8 to just be multiplied by the amount of 8 costs that he's got in the deck. So here's two decks that you can play depending on which one that you like. One is with Freljord, the other is with Shadow Isles. So let's do the Braum Trundle deck first. And you can immediately see top left, we've 21 Freljord cards, 19 from Targon, and we've 16 spells and 24 units. No one drops whatsoever, but we start with the faces of the old ones. So if you hold an 8-cost card, you get an extra mana gem this round. Phenomenal to put out Trundle and Braum on round 3. So if we put this down straight away on round 2, on round 3, we have 3 mana, just as our opponent does. But then we get an extra mana gem, because it's a mana gem, not a spell mana gem. So that means you can play Braum on 3 and Trundle on 4. And that is just fantastic. I mean, that is just a really great way to start your game. Spells always help. So 3 faces, 3 mountain goats. Every time it strikes, and it's a 3/2, it will strike at least twice. If you take the right trades. Sometimes you can put this down on 1, on 2, and if they haven't played anything, you might even get 3 out of it, which is fantastic. Troll Chant, an amazing spell. So you give an ally +2 health, give an enemy -2, and it doesn't just have to be, you know, the two that are attacking each other. You can save it and then stop damage coming in on if they're attacking, and you know, kind of make sure that the things you don't want to die don't die. So 3 of those. Bastion, of course we're running 3 of. I'm not even going to get into why, because if you don't know why we're running 3, you really need to seriously read that card, read it again, then pick yourself off the floor after you've went into a coma, and then realize that I was right putting in 3. 1 Hush and 1 Flash Freeze. Now, the reason we're running 1 of each of these is that Flash Freeze will just frostbite an enemy. But this is not really a frostbite deck. It's to kind of save when Aurelion Soul comes down, or when Nautilus comes down. So you would pretty much be keeping this, unless, of course, one of your champions is about to die. Now, Braum is pretty cool. But people can, you know, put Pale Cascades in, and Fury of the North and all that sort of stuff. So the Flash Freeze could be very good indeed. And then Hush just to silence things. Just the one of, as at the minute, it's still getting bumped up and not being the nicest card in the world, as it increases in cost from a 3 to a 4 to a 5. Just the one of, use it wisely. That's my suggestion. 3 Braums, because he's one of our champions. So the first time he survives damage, he gets a Mighty Poro. That's a 3/3 with Overwhelm. That's kind of cool. He can level up very quickly indeed. And then a card that maybe an awful lot of you haven't seen. So we'll talk a wee bit about this. This is the Broadback Protector. Round start, heal your Nexus 3 and deal damage to me equal to the amount healed. So this will heal your Nexus at least 7. But we have ways and means to increase how this actually plays out. Because we have cards and characters that will increase the health of your characters. I think Broadback Protector is probably, for 4 mana, one of the very best ways to keep your Nexus health real high during the first 6 rounds of a game. I would actually put this guy down before Braum, especially if we're about to be attacked. Let it go down, then drop down the Broadback Protector, keeping his 7 health, and then you literally get a Tavern Keeper every single time, and he becomes a 2/4. So good if they're putting out 1/2s and 2/2s, you can do that. You will be healing your Nexus quite a lot in the couple of rounds that he's there. Excellent card, which is why he's in this deck. You can, for instance, if you do not get your Faces of the Old Ones, don't forget the Catalyst of Aeons also increases an empty mana gem. So if you have anything, you get an extra mana gem. Play it at the end of your turn. You then also heal your Nexus 3. So we have got a lot of heal. You know, Bastion gives you +1/+1 and Spell Shield. The Mountain Goat Gem will give you +1 power and increase your health by 1, because that is what a gem does. Now, let me show you the gem just in case you've forgotten. Heal an ally 1 and granted +1. So we've got a lot of heal in this deck. Lots and lots of heal in this deck. But Catalyst of Aeons is a really good way to get out Trundle on turn 4 as well. Because if you have, say, 3 spell mana, nothing you can cast on 3. So you only, even if we look at this, we're not really running any units at all on 3. So the Catalyst of Aeons, if you've got a Trundle, on round 3 will then set you up for the 4 to be able to put that out and maybe add the gem as well. Catalyst of Aeons is excellent. Not just because of the heal 3 to your Nexus, but to get that extra mana gem can be absolutely critical to get out one of your champions early. We're running 3 Star Shaping. Again, there's more heal. That's healing your Nexus 5, heal an ally, you know. You get a Celestial card that costs 7 or more. You know, it's such a great card. Why the heck wouldn't you want to run 3? And then your 3 Trundle. So if you can get him out on turn 4, fantastic. Then you get your Ice Pillar. You put that down at 8. Then you get to redo this guy because he's completely class. Yeah, he's pretty good. Now remember that you only get your extra mana if you hold an 8 card, and we have got cards, these 2, that will increase your chances of getting him out. It's such a good card though that if you draw into it, that's when it'll start doing it. So play it. That or Mountain Goat is excellent. Just remember you're not starting on turn 1. Then we've got the Augur of the Old Ones. If you behold an 8-cost card, so by the time that you've played Trundle, you have definitely got an 8-cost card. Now, Trundle levels up into an Overwhelm, but you can certainly put this onto Trundle to start wrecking things left, right, and center. No point putting it onto this, really, because the 2 probably isn't going to do anything at all unless you're playing against spiders, and even then, it's only doing 1. At least Trundle has got 4, so you're probably getting a couple of overwhelm damage in, but then you are getting a 5/5 unit with overwhelm and regeneration, and this gives not only the overwhelm and regeneration by itself, it gives it to another ally, and it only costs 6. Again, we are a healing deck. Primarily, we are a healing deck. So Revitalizing Roar, if you get to round 10, believe me, you will get to round 10. You can cast this on anything. You can cast it from something from Star Shaping. You can cast it on the final 2 cards, and that'll heal your Nexus from 8. But if you're Enlightened, so round 10 or more, that unit will cost you 0. Now, this is a slow spell, but you're healing your Nexus by the power of the unit. The mana up here keeps you alive. So that is fantastic. And then our 2 cards that we're running 3 of that are both 8 costs. We have decided to go all in on Ramul. And Ramul is in this deck for two reasons. Increasing Braum from what he starts as is a 0-5. You can make him a 0-9 before he's even leveled. Braum is not going to die. The other target that you want to hit is the Broadback Protector. And then add 4 to this, and he is literally keeping your Nexus ticking along real damn nicely all the time. These extra hugs, as Riot have put into him, in this deck, just make sure that everything that you're doing is fantastic. And remember, when you put this 8-8 down, he's an 8-4 unit with Overwhelm and a Spell Shield. He's fantastic, but not quite as fantastic as the Infinite Mind Splitter, who we are also running 3 of. Now, I've had so much fun with this card in Yasuo Leona Stun. That's brilliant. Once you stun them, next round, every single time those cards are out of the game, they're having to drop cards onto them. Yet we're running 3 of, and they stack. So you can put a second one down. They put a card down over something that's stunned. Say their big champion. For instance, you've stunned their Lee Sin. They then put another Lee Sin down in another, another way, or kill it off, or do something. There's, they can vengeance their own units. They can do tons of stuff to kill their own things to get them out of trouble altogether. But you don't touch them. You don't draw them in. If you've challenged your units, you don't use them. You've taken 2 units off the board. And that is fantastic for just stopping their way of stopping you attacking. And when you think about it, that you've got this huge thing here, can you imagine auguring an Infinite Mind Splitter or Ramul to keep them alive? That's fantastic. Now, they both have Overwhelm. He then has Fury inside his own thing, so he's always getting bigger. But if he can literally, if you put a Ramul onto the Infinite Mind Splitter, he's now regenerating at 8-12. He's never going to die. There's nothing apart from Trundle. Sorry, not Trundle. Nautilus or a leveled up Aurelion Soul can deal 12 damage. Because even Aurelion Soul leveled will still need like a Pale Cascade or an increase in power from a spell somewhere to actually do something to stop this dying. So that is Braum Trundle. The second deck we're going to show you today is Harrowing Trundle. And we'll go through this as well. 15 cards from Freljord, obviously, because we're running Trundle, and 25 from Shadow Isles. Hapless Aristocrat. If it dies, get a Spiderling. And remember, our champion here is Thresh, so we want to see these things die. But, things will need to die beforehand. But that at least gets you a Spider back. We're running, of course we're running 3 Omen Hawks. You're mad if you don't. There's a 0.00001 chance you don't get one of these in your opening 5. And, it just doesn't happen. And then the top 2 allies in your deck are 1-1. Or a Varzin Sentry. I wish I could speak today. Last breath, draw a card. Yep, good in a card game, like that. Glimpse Beyond, so we can extend our hand size and get better cards. Especially if you do that, because, you're getting a unit, that you're drawing a card. So Glimpse this, draw 3. Fantastic. Five Faced, really good to kill off something to level up Thresh, because Thresh doesn't care. He just wants everything dead. So kill one of theirs, especially if they've only got 1 health. That's brilliant. I mean, that is brilliant. I have so many times played with Thresh. I've got him on a 5-6, and then they've killed him in the next turn. If you can drain one thing, even if it's from your own unit, level a Thresh up, because that's the key to winning with this deck. We need leveled Thresh. Okay? But we also need a bit of health. So the bit of health that we've got is our Kindly Tavern Keeper. Solid 3/3 unit for 3 mana. Heal an ally or your Nexus 3. Very good when you've got a Thresh on the board to heal him up. You probably have went down maybe to about 11 or 12. by the time that you're getting this, or maybe you're absolutely fine and you just put him down anyway. But he's kind of handy to make sure that your Nexus stays afloat. The Chronicler of Ruin, kill an ally to revive it. Brilliant, 3/3 for 4 mana, but the fact that you can then go over like the Hapless, that gives you a spider and then rejoins the Aristocrat back onto the card again, so you're actually getting an extra unit on top of the extra unit. That is pretty fantastic, and again, helps with Thresh. So if you look at this, these are all dying really, really easy. You can then kill, you can then kill, you can then bring something back to allow it to kill. Catalyst of Aeons, we were just talking about in the other Braum deck, so no need to talk about that again. Thresh, 6 units die across the board, levels up, and this is why we need the level. Because he brings another attacking champion from your deck or hand. So if you have got a Trundle in hand, this is why we play Thresh in front of Trundle. Because, you know, our 5-drops are our champions, apart from Catalyst of Aeons. Thresh and Trundle are both good. We all know what Trundle does. Thresh, though, you know, level him up, and he brings out Trundle. Now, it's the first time he attacks this game. But isn't it class if you maybe had him, and during the combat phase, he levels, and you still have the 5 mana left to drop your Trundle, which gives you an Ice Pillar, and then you attack instantly in the next round. He pulls out another Trundle, giving you another Ice Pillar. So when they go out, you know, they're going to be huge. Because by this stage, everything is brilliant. In fact, you actually want Trundle to die. Or you want Thresh to die as long as Thresh is leveled. Because obviously if you get another Thresh, he's leveled, he will bring out another champion, which is fantastic, which is another Trundle, which is brilliant. So therefore, in the 7-drop, we are running 3 Rekindlers who'll revive the strongest dead allied champion. Now, both of these are 5. So you'll get one or the other. But as he is a 3 and he is a 4, 9 times out of 10, he is going to bring out Trundle if Trundle has died. And there are enough units with enough buffs to be able to put the 6 damage straight into Trundle right away. So if you're up against like a Radiant Guardian who gets a massive boost from even say like Mentor of the Stones, well, he's now a 6/7. And Overwhelm, or not Overwhelm, Toughness and Lifesteal, he will smash your Trundle into next week, exploding your Trundle into a whole load of snowflakes. Then you put this guy down the next round, and he's right back again. So this is like a zombie Ash, zombie karma thing, but it's not. But it's a good way to bring them all back. And then the last 3 cards are just Shadow Eyes Satan cards. If you need something to die, just kill it. Just kill it. Take the champion off the board. If they've got Lee Sin, take it off the board. It's a fast spell. Yes, they might be able to get a burst thing in, but it's a very good way of trying to get other things off the board as well because it is a fast spell. I love it. We're running 2 of. We are also running 2 Ruinations. If it all goes wrong and your hand is clunked and you can't do what you need to do, we have enough units in here. And let me show you how many units we've got. 24 to 16 spells. The Ruination just wipes the board clean. Try not to do this, however, if you haven't like lost a Thresh or a Trundle or something big like a Rekindler or a Chronicler or something like that. You do not want to be doing our end card with Haplesses, Omenhawks, and Sentries being your only thing that you're attacking, and they're all ephemeral. That's nonsense, because look at the deck. It's the Harrowing Trundle deck. So 3 of these. You can quite easily, in late game, turn 9, turn 10, have all your stuff up. If you've got a Ruination, it's a slow spell. Harrowing is a slow spell. I have literally vengeanced my own Trundle to pull out the Rekindler to bring him back. I then vile feasted the last bit off my second Trundle that I was bought out to kill him, and then harrowinged on my next attack turn, ending the game right there and then. With the amount of ice pillars that are made, it is unstoppable. You know, the Darrowing deck has been my favorite deck probably in the whole of Legends of Runeterra. This, if you have had a level, oh my god, this deck is sick. It's sick. Both of them play very, very differently, but both of them are excellent. One based on the fact that your units are so big, they can't be stunned off the board. They can fight with dragons. That's the big, hello, lovey-dovey Braum Trundle deck. This one, a bit more aggressive, a bit more, let's take you clean out. We're not doing atrocities. We don't have the big sides here on the power, like a 4 turns into a 4 and a 5. We don't have anything big to run atrocity, so that's why it's not in the deck. Vengeance, Harrowing, Ruination, those 7 cards will win you the game. Both deck codes will be in the pinned comments underneath. As I said, when I started, it's going to be a 20-odd minute video. We've just went over 20 minutes. Hope you enjoy it. Both will be in there, along with links to our Discord and all our social medias. And until the next time, thank you very much for watching. Until the next one, Dongers out.